Welcome back into Coach's Corner East. I'm your host, Mike Sparks, here at the Galleon Pizza Hut. Wednesday, the 16th of February. It's Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles basketball. Before we get started, I want to remind you that we're brought to you in part by Lee Plymouth and Brad Seibert at the Plymouth Insurance Group, Galleon and Bucyrus, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, North Walnut Street, across from the courthouse in Bucyrus. Phil and Sue Schreck at Phil's Deli, just east of the Pizza Hut at the bridge here in Galleon, Ohio. And it's Coach Kyle Fenner and assistant coach Brian Fenner joining me tonight on the eve of your tournament game. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. You finished the regular season 9-13 overall, 4-10 in the Northern 10 Conference, averaged about 40 points a game and gave up about 40 points a game. Right. And when you look back at the beginning of the year and you thought, well, we're going to be more offensive minded or we're going to be more defensive minded, did it turn out kind of like you thought, or was it completely different than what you expected?
No, it was pretty much, kind of the way we thought. We probably would have liked to have averaged a few more points and shot the ball a little bit better in some certain games. But, we had a lot of young kids playing. Caitlyn kind of carried us through. It is what it is, and we've got to get back to work when the season's over. Yeah,
and a lot of those young ladies that are contributors at a very young age are going to be here tonight to talk to us. Right. I want to go back to the last couple games, the 8th. A week ago Tuesday, you went up to Monroeville, and I always like that game because it looks like a scrimmage on the floor because both are wearing black and gold, both are named Eagles, and it so kind of looks like a scrimmage going on. Yeah. Second year in a row that you've beat them, 48-21, and a nice scoring output and a nice defensive output. Is that the first time you've played up there at their new gym?
No, we played there 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
2 years ago, I think, was the first time that we played there. But yeah, it's a nice gym, and it's Lady Eagles against the Lady Eagles.
Yeah. So, and you had to be happy with that. It was your last non-league game of the year, and to get a victory like that had to be pretty satisfying.
Right,
I'm sure.
we did. We did what we needed to do when we went up there. We went out. We caused a lot of turnovers that night. We got 26 offensive boards that night, so we crashed in the glass. And probably didn't shoot it quite as well as what we wanted to with 26 offensive boards. But we did what we needed to do. We put some points on the board. I think Caitlyn Reisner led us again, but CeCe Chase came off the bench in the second half and played really well, and I think she put up 9 points. So, we got a win. It was a good win, going into the tournament.
Then Saturday, you finished your regular season schedule. You were at home to Upper Sandusky, and you fell to them 40-34. Right. Tough one to lose because you want to have momentum going into that final, into the tournament, I should say, not the final game, but into the tournament. But what are some good things, even though in defeat, what are some good things that came out of that?
Well, we got ourselves down. I think we're down 8 at halftime, and I think it stayed 8 at the end of the third quarter, and we made a great run in the fourth, about halfway through the third into the fourth quarter, made a great run, got ourselves back into it. I think we were down 3 with the basketball, and I think we had a couple looks at a 3 to tie it. So our kids never gave up. They kept fighting, and we had a chance to win it in the end, and we just didn't make a couple shots.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's bad news, but it didn't finish at 500 in either overall or the league. But yet you look at your JV group that's 20-0 overall, 13-0 in the Northern 10 Conference. There's a lot of hope and a lot of promise coming from that group, and a lot of them got some varsity time as well, so they're not going to be foreign to that next year. So it's kind of like, it maybe wasn't what we wanted from a varsity standpoint, but you have to have some promise there, too.
Yeah, we're excited. Our JV's had a great season. Jeff Dawson did a great job with those girls. And I think I told him after the game, you've had a great season, and I think I've been the head coach for 19 years since the first time our JV team's gone undefeated. So, we had some sophomores and some freshmen down there. Some of those guys got some varsity experience. So it is exciting. Those girls had a great season, and we're looking forward to the offseason and getting better with them.
Yeah, but you still have some business at hand. But Saturday had to be a little bit bittersweet, being the last home game and having to say goodbye to 2 seniors, one in particular that, as I told her, seems like she's been there forever, and Caitlyn Reisner, but also Corinne Fike, was her last game there. Was that difficult, even though you still have them for tournament?
Right. I mean, it always is. You get kind of caught up with the wins and losses, but it's the relationships that you form with the kids and your coaching staff. And I think what people don't understand is after you spend 4 years with these kids and you kind of go to war with them, and there's good times, there's bad times, and it's hard to shake their hand and say goodbye. And those two have done everything that we've asked them to do. They've kind of taken different paths. Caitlyn started at the point guard spot for 4 years for us, and has been tough and physical, a great leader. And Corinne's kind of had to buy her time.
Yeah.
She didn't get to play any varsity till this year, and in today's day and age where everybody wants instant gratification, she hung in there and fought, and has been a big part in what we've done this year. So we'll miss those two girls.
Yeah, for sure. Caitlyn Reisner, third in leading scoring in the Northern 10 at 16.8 points a game, third in three-point field goal percent at 36.9. She is a first-team District 6, and she will be the D3, D4 North-South All-Star alternate.
Right.
So quite an honor for her, and I'm sure more to come for her for sure.
Right, I'm sure.
We're going to take.
District.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, they'll have Northwest District and all Ohio will come.
Yeah,
from that.
right. So hopefully you can put her on that team. Take a quick break before we talk to the young ladies. The show is brought to you in part by Steve Kurtzman and Associates at Innovative Recycling, 352 South Street, Galleon. Candy Bowl and a Bowl and Realty, 2 blocks west of the Uptown Galleon Square. John Cross at Cross Carpet and Custom Floors, 302 North Celsius Street, downtown Crestline. And first up, we have sophomore Izzy Roston. Thanks for coming to the show. I appreciate it. And we have all sophomores, 1 freshman here tonight. So part of these girls, you were all part of the JV program that went undefeated, right? But also got varsity time, true? Yes? Not an affirmation?
Lynae was all varsity.
You were all varsity, okay. The rest of you were JV, okay. So you're doing the same thing that the varsity program is doing, running the same place, but you're hearing a different voice. You're used to hearing Coach Dawson. How cool was that? I mean, he's a great guy. I know him personally. How did you like him as a coach?
I really liked Coach Dawson. He'd always push us girls to do the best, and that's why it's one of the reasons we went undefeated.
Was there pressure as the year went on that, oh gosh, I don't want to lose a game, I want to be undefeated? Did you feel a lot of pressure?
Yes, the last game was very.
How close was it?
It wasn't close, but they were like really good, and we just played really well. So.
Yeah. So now you're going into the tournament, and you're going to be helping the team through the tournament run, correct?
Yes.
And that starts tomorrow night with a tough Willard team. Although they've not been as good as they were in years past, they're still formidable. What have you been doing in practice to make the varsity girls better?
We've been playing a lot of defense so they can work on their offense and get shots up and stuff like that.
Yeah. Did it seem like a quick year to you?
Yes.
Fast, okay.
Yes.
All right. Are you going to do anything in the spring?
Yeah, I run track.
Run track, okay, very good. Well, I appreciate you coming out. Thanks for giving up time. Next up, Hailey Slagle, sophomore. I appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for having me.
And position that you played on the team this year?
Mostly down on the block of post.
Okay, so did you get better at rebounding as the year went on?
Yeah, I tried my best to always crash the boards and grab the most rebounds I could.
Yeah, and Coach Dawson never said to you, box out, did he?
That's one of his favorite sayings to say to me, I think.
I think that's always the coach's favorite thing to say. Do you feel that, being your sophomore year, that you got better from the beginning of the year to where you are right now?
Definitely. At the beginning of the season, I definitely didn't have the most offensive skills, and towards the end of the season, I started to drive to the basket and take more shots, so I definitely improved offensively throughout the season.
Well, the good news is, I guess in some regard, you lose 2 seniors and you only have 1 junior in Mallory Plesac coming back. So many of you are going to have to contribute next year. What do you particularly have to do this offseason to prepare for that?
Definitely work hard and get in the gym and shoot and just make sure I'm ready to prepare myself for next season.
Yeah, very good. Well, good luck in the tournament. Enjoy the experience. I appreciate you coming out. Good job.
Thank you.
Next up, it's Mira. I knew I'd screw it up. I was practicing in the back of my mind, and I still screwed it up. She even told me what it was, and I screwed it up, so I apologize. Mira, very nice name. Mira Holt, freshman. An interesting group. Were you the only one? Or there were a couple of you?
We had more at the beginning of the season, but 2 of them ended up getting hurt, so they couldn't play. But we had 2 freshmen that started, and then 3 that came off the bench at the end.
Okay. So normally a freshman group would like to play other freshman teams and play kind of to that competition, but you were forced into playing JV. And in the end, are you glad that it worked out that way?
Yeah, I think it definitely pushed us to get better and have better competition so we can improve our skills.
Yeah. Where did your game specifically improve? How did you get better?
I think on the offensive side, definitely playing against better competition on the JV level definitely helps that.
Were you asked to be a scorer this year?
Yeah.
So were you the leading scorer of the JV?
It varied between games.
Good. Now, did you see any varsity time this year? Did you get into any varsity games?
A couple.
All right. So that's got to be a neat experience.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to be joining the team on the bench tomorrow or
Yeah.
in the tournament? You're going to be part of that as well. Well, that'll be a good experience. So, well, I wish you the best of luck, and I'm sorry for botching your name. It's a unique name. So, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. I'll probably screw this. Ayla McKibben. I got that right. So Ayla and Lynae right next to you, and you know, of course, same last name, same grade, and Lynae said, "Oh, we're twins." And so, thanks for clarifying that. Position that you played on the team?
I'm a guard.
You're a guard. Okay. Shooting? Or
Yeah.
okay, so you're asked to shoot too.
Yeah.
All right. So your brothers before you have been pretty good three-point shooters. Do they impress that upon you to be a three-point shooter? Is that what you're asked to do?
Yeah, I'll shoot it whenever I'm open is what I'm told.
Yeah.
So,
And you feel pretty good about your shot? You make a lot this year?
yeah, towards the end of the season especially, my shot got a lot better.
Did you get better in defensively from the beginning of the year till now?
Yeah.
Or is that an area you have to work on?
I still need to improve on that.
Yeah. And you got all off season to do that. Now, will you do anything in the spring or
Yep, I do track in the
you're going to be track as well? Okay. What are you going to run in track?
sprints and I do high jump.
Okay, good. And Willard, maybe not the record they've had, but they're going to be a tough team. What do you expect to see out of them tomorrow night?
A lot of dribble drive, and I think that we've been preparing for that this past week. So
Moving the feet, right?
Yep.
Getting the body in front. Okay, well, good luck to you. Thanks for coming out, and congratulations on a great JV season for sure.
thank you.
Next up, Lynae McKibben, and you did play varsity,
I did.
quite a bit of varsity.
Yeah.
As a sophomore, great experience for you. Are you happy with your performance? Yeah, the team, you had some nice wins and things like that, but for you personally, as a young person, as a sophomore, are you happy with where your game went this year?
Yeah, I mean, I worked a lot in the off season this past year and getting in the gym with my brothers and having them play against me.
Right.
But I need to work on a few things for sure.
What's it been like to play with Caitlyn and Corinne that are going to be leaving your team?
They're really good leaders. They help carry you along the way. So it's been a great experience.
Yeah.
I'll miss them a lot next year.
Now as a sophomore, you're going into a tournament game, and now the stakes get a little high. You can be done tomorrow night. Let's not hope for that. But does that add pressure, or do you just say, I'm just going to roll with the flow. Whatever happens, happens, and I'm going to do my part?
It adds a little pressure, but it's just another game, and we have to go out there and we have to give it our best.
Yeah, very good. So the sibling rivalry here, do you guys go at it in practice against each other? How's that work out?
Yeah.
It's not really though.
No? No, you don't like push her and say, get out of my way or anything along that lines? No, okay. Well, good luck to you. I appreciate you coming out. We'll take another break here before we talk to Coach Fenner here. And our show is brought to you in part by Terry Gribble and Associates at your Gallion Community Center, YMCA, Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service, 222 West Mary Street, Bucyrus. Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut of Gallion and Bucyrus, our host of the show since 1992. Luann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing, sponsors of our foam board t-shirts. And Coach Brian, I want to talk to you real quick. I know you don't always say, wow, I'm just here for the pizza and stuff, but you've been through these wars with your wife here. You've been through the years. I mean that figuratively. The years, they just keep coming and coming. And every season's different. And even though the record isn't maybe where you wanted it, how fulfilling was this year for you as a coach?
Well, it was a little different just because we were so young, so I felt like we were trying to teach the same things over and over again. I guess that was probably the hardest part of it. But as a whole, our kids come and they work hard every day, so that's a good thing. It makes you want to go to the gym when you get things like that.
Sure. When you have young people that are receptive to what you're trying to get accomplished and are willing to put the effort in, that can be gratifying. Sure, you want to have more points on the scoreboard than your opponent at the end of the game.
Absolutely.
But part of the job of a coach is to bring young people up to help them reach their potential, even though that may not be a win, because let's face it, we don't win at everything we do in life. So there's opportunity there to still teach good things. even though the results may not be there. What, as you talk to these young people that'll be coming back, what have you impressed upon them, the things that they have to do to get better for next year?
Well, it's pretty obvious. We need to get in the gym and we need to shoot till our arms fall off. That's basically what we need to do.
Yeah.
That's what we lack right now is people that can score consistently.
And if you can't do it in the gym, do it in your driveway,
Somewhere.
wherever you can find a hoop
Yep.
and a ball, get it done.
Yep, the gym's always open at Colonel Crawford. That's a nice thing.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That's why there's so much success there. Well, Coach, you got your sectional semifinal tomorrow against Willard. That's at Old Fort. Have you ever played up there before?
Yeah, believe it or not, we played there 2 years ago.
Okay.
Played Cary up there 2 years ago.
Kind of an interesting place.
It is it's a big gym.
Yeah.
So.
Got the theater seats on one
Yep, it
side.
does.
But it's a team in Willard, as I mentioned. Coach Barry Fall is a legend in Willard.
Sure is.
Maybe not quite to Bob Haas standard, but pretty doggone close.
Yeah, right.
But he lost a lot last year, and they didn't have as good a record. But they're a quality program. You know they're going to be prepared tomorrow.
Oh, Coach Fall will have them prepared tomorrow, and you know they've got some talent. You know, back from last year, they're a little bit like us, and that I think they lost 5 seniors just like we did, and but they'll be prepared, and I know they're going to play hard, and you know we've got to be ready to go.
Yeah, that game tips off at 5:30. The winner will get the winner of number 5 seed Huron, number 13 Bucyrus. Of course, you've seen Bucyrus twice this year, and that game would be that sectional final would be Saturday night again at Old Fort at 7:30. And I think probably as I was thinking about this, even though Willard will be a tall task, so was Hopewell Loudon last year, and so was Margaretta when you got in the districts, and that means anything's possible, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. You know, I've been around a long time, and you know, when you get in the tournament, everybody's 0-0, and records really don't matter, and you just got to go out and play and try and execute the game plan. I've seen number 1 seeds fall early, and I've seen a lot of lower seeds have nice runs in the tournament. So.
Is it one thing where, because you didn't finish at the top of the Northern 10, that maybe some of the pressure's gone from the kid's mind to say, you know, hey, we're not the number 1 seed in the tournament. We didn't win the N10. Let's just go out there and do our thing, and let's take no prisoners, and let's just be dangerous, so to speak.
I hope. I mean, you know, I just think that you have to go in and make sure that you're just really mentally prepared. You know, it's somebody that we're not used to. We don't have a league team, which is kind of nice. So,
Yeah.
you know, we've just got to make sure we understand the game plan and be physical and execute, and communicate with each other, and you know, trust our teammates.
Yeah, for sure. Well, enjoy the experience, all of you, and congratulations on a great year at the JV level and another good year showing. And I want to thank all of you for, especially you, Coach Fenner, and Brian even too, for being here these weeks during the winter, coming up for phone board. You're always ready to go, answer the call,
Yep.
and unless we have some sort of snow out or something, you're always well prepared and always a blessing to speak with. And I love getting to know your girls and your team, so I certainly appreciate that.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you having us, and we always have fun.
Absolutely. Good luck tomorrow, and I appreciate you coming out. It's time for Crestline Lady Bulldogs basketball. We'll be back with them right after this.